Yo, what is up, guys? This is Midnight Wabbit, and welcome back to some more Destiny. And today, what I have for you guys is just a little guide. Of basically, it's not really a guide, but per se, but it's some tips on what I think are the most important things you need to do to rank up in Rise of Iron. Like things you need to do now to prepare so you can hit the ground running, so to speak, and rank up quickly once Rise of Iron comes out. Like increase your light level. These are the best tips that I can give you. This is what I'm doing. So hopefully this will help you guys. Now this is geared more towards the players who, like I said, want to get a head start on the next DLC. I have to so I can upload content for you guys, but some people may not want to. They may want to enjoy this DLC and just kind of let it play out a little bit, like a little bit over time, and just not necessarily rush through it, which I understand as well. But I gotta kind of rank up as fast as I can so I can do all the activities as soon as possible and get content out for you guys. But basically, so yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it. So for preparing for Rise of Iron, the first thing you want to do is make sure you get Taken King weapons that you can no longer get, such as the vendor weapons. Like there are a couple god rolls on things, like I want to say maybe the Hawk Saw if you want that. It's a really good Crucible weapon. And then the Vacancy, the fusion rifle, I actually did a video on. It's actually very, very powerful in Crucible as well. Some of the Trials weapons, like the Doctrine, will no longer be obtainable at all. Like, I'm not even... I think these vendor weapons won't be attainable anymore either, but the Trials weapons, like, this is actually the last weekend for Trials of Osiris before the Rise of Iron expansion, just so you guys know. For those of you who did not know, this is the last weekend. So you have, like, 2 more days, basically, to get that cat emblem from the April update, because there'll be a new Trials emblem when it comes back on September 30th. And make sure, so like I said, make sure you get that kind of stuff. Any kind of... Now, if you're content with the way your character is, and you're pretty much, like, your max level, you're pretty much, like, in the same boat as me, you want to save, what you want to do is you want to start saving stuff. So make sure you get max legendary marks. Make sure you have 200 legendary marks, and then save some legendaries. Save legendary Ingrams and then crappy legendaries that you don't want. Don't just dismantle them, because you won't get legendary marks if you're already at the cap. Wait until Rise of Iron comes out. Then you may need your legendary marks to buy something from a vendor or from the exotic blueprints. You may need your legendary marks to buy something. You can buy it and then dismantle those other things and get legendary marks back and have a larger pool of legendary marks than just 200. So that's a good way to do that. Another thing to save is your materials, such as helium filaments, stuff like that, like helium filaments, relic iron, all that stuff. Strange coins and motes of light are probably the most important things. Motes of light to rank stuff up, strange coins to buy things from Xur. If Xur brings an exotic that you want, one of the new exotics, or just an exotic in general that's higher light level than you, it'll help boost your light level, and you could use that. +3 of coins can be bought from Xur as well, so definitely make sure you do that. And basically, save as many legendary and exotic Ingrams as you can, because the legendary and exotic Ingrams, not only for giving you legendary marks when you dismantle the gear you get, legendary and exotic Ingrams, especially exotics, give you a huge chunk of XP towards your Cryptarch rank. You want to make sure that, because your Cryptarch is actually going to be a very, very fast way to rank up in Rise of Iron. It's going to be very underrated, and only a lot of, like, top tier players know this. Not a lot of people know this, but when you think about it, when Taken King came out, there was a lot of blues and stuff that helped use blues to rank up. It's going to be the same thing in Rise of Iron. You're going to be using blues and crappy legendaries to increase your light level until you can until you can infuse them into better stuff that you get later on. Now, ranking up the Cryptarch is going to give you a couple of Ingrams. So every time you rank up the Cryptarch, you're going to get a couple of Ingrams and the chance of getting a legendary Ingram as well as 4 strange coins and 4 motes of light. So that's going to be very, very helpful for increasing your rank, just getting blue gear and decoding it. Make sure when you're getting all of this gear, once Rise of Iron comes out, most important tip from this entire video, that if you guys only take one thing away from this, as you are ranking up, like let's say you get a legendary Ingram from the Cryptarch, from one of the packages. You open it and you get something that's higher light level than you. Make sure you equip it. Even if it's not something you want to use, you can take it off afterwards, but make sure you're the highest light level you can possibly be at all times whenever you open any Ingrams or packages from anywhere. Make sure you're the highest light level you possibly can be, and that will help boost your light level each time, because you get items that are slightly higher than your light level, for at least from like packages and stuff. Now, make sure you're about to rank up all of your factions, okay? So like you're like one little teeny tiny pubic hair length away from ranking up all of your factions. And that includes whatever faction you're tied to, Crucible, Vanguard, and then, like I said, the Cryptarch. Now, you can actually take this a step further, and you can rank up, you can get more than one faction on each character about to rank up. Because on that first day, even though you can only change allegiances once per week, you can get a package like from Future War Cult and then switch to New Monarchy and then rank that up and then get a package from that. So you can do that all in the span of like 3 minutes. So you can get 2 packages from 2 different factions. You'll have to wait till the next week to get the third one, but technically it's 7 days is the most amount of time you'll have to wait to get packages from all 3. So that's technically 9 packages, not including Crucible, Vanguard, and Cryptarch packages on all of your characters. Now, this is one of the most important ones, and this is the Shaxx weekly bounties. Lord Shaxx's weekly bounties. If you have not completed this quest, I highly recommend you complete this quest before Rise of Iron. These have a chance to drop max light level items as well as exotics. Now, they can also drop like strange coins and stuff as well, but more than often than not, you're going to get like a max level legendary, or not necessarily max level, but slightly higher than your level legendary or an exotic. Now, a lot of people are saying that if you complete your Shaxx bounties now, and you turn them in after the Rise of Iron drops, they're going to give you Taken King things and not Rise of Iron items. Now, this is 100% possible. Though we do not know the answer to that, that is possible. However, I have thought of a way that a lot of these videos do not tell you about how to get around that. What you're going to want to do is complete all of your bounties but one. That means complete 4 out of the 5 weekly bounties, save your last one, and turn in that last bounty after the DLC drops, thus completing your Shaxx bounties, then turn in the Shaxx bounties. And you will have technically completed them after Rise of Iron came out. So hopefully that will give, not guaranteed again, but hopefully that will give you a better chance of getting a new item, whether it be an exotic or just a higher light level legendary. Another thing is the Trials Silver tier bounties. Make sure, even though it's a long shot, that they're probably most likely going to drop Taken King stuff because these are Trials bounties from the Taken King. It can never hurt to have more chances at getting exotics. It can never hurt just to save those. If you don't need anything else, what's the harm of saving 3 silver tier bounties and just opening them on their characters on that first day of Rise of Iron? What's the harm in doing that if you're like me and you pretty much have everything else in the game? This is, like I said, this is the last weekend of Trials. So if you want to do that, make sure you're doing that today, tomorrow, or Monday. Otherwise, you will not be able to do that. You'll be able to obviously get silver tier bounties in Rise of Iron, but you have to wait till the 30th of September to actually access Trials of Osiris in Rise of Iron in like the new Trials. Now, one of the most important things to do is save up on 3 of coins. Save any exotic Ingrams you have. Don't open them now and just wait, because like I said, not only will they be able to rank up the Cryptarch, but Bungie made a kind of cryptic comment about this, where they were asked if exotic Ingrams obtained before the DLC can give new Rise of Iron items once the DLC drops, and Bungie said they want to keep that a mystery. So that wasn't a flat-out no, but it also wasn't confirming it either. So if you have no reason whatsoever, like me, you have no reason to decode them, you might as well just keep them, because you have nothing you can get that you want from them. You might as well keep them and rank up the Cryptarch, and maybe, just maybe, have a chance to get some new items out of it. But don't believe what anyone tells you about 3 of Coins, by the way. If anyone says that 3 of Coins are not coming back, Bungie has already 100% confirmed in an interview that 3 of Coins will be continuing into Rise of Iron. So definitely make sure you stock up on 3 of Coins. Maybe use some of them now, get some exotic Ingrams, like I said, and then wait till but save a lot of them for after the DLC comes out for raids and strikes and whatnot. Make sure you have a reserve of Glimmer as well. Don't turn in any Ether Seeds or Silken Codex or any of those kind of things. Just put those in your vault. That way you can have the Glimmer cap, just like we did with the Legendary Marks. You can actually increase your Glimmer cap by having like a reserve quantity of Glimmer in your vault, in case you ever need to buy something like from the exotic blueprints or anything like that, and you want to get Glimmer back. That's a good way to do it. The Court of Oryx is kind of questionable. We're not sure. No one really knows. There's no proof whether or not the artifacts, the guaranteed legendary artifacts from Court of Oryx that are a couple levels higher than you, whether that'll actually go up above 335 or that caps out, those artifacts cap out at 335. There is no evidence suggesting either way. So you may want to save up on antiquated runes just in case, because this could potentially, not saying it will, but it could potentially be a good source of legendary artifacts early on in Rise of Iron. Now, just a couple other things you can do. You can actually save up on bounties from Vanguard and Crucible. Make sure you go for the bounties if you're going to do this. They give you 3,000 XP instead of the 2,500, because you can use these to rank up gear if you don't want to waste Motes of Light. But if you have a lot of Motes of Light, this really isn't necessarily something you need to do. And then another thing that's actually very important is heavy ammo synth. Make sure, besides 3 of coins, the other thing you're going to want to be purchasing from Xur is heavy ammo synth. Make sure you're stocking up on it, like opening all those chests in the raids. If you're doing the raids, make sure you're opening all those chests, doing anything you can to get heavy ammo synth. Because you can use heavy ammo synth as one of the most effective ways to rank up factions and get packages. So once Rise of Iron comes out, we have all new faction gear. You will be able to go in there, just spam a shit ton of this stuff and just get all the new, like a lot of new stuff from these factions. So yeah, that's basically it. That's pretty much at least all the tips that I can think of. That's everything that I know of, that I've thought of to, that's what I'm doing to help hopefully boost my light level relatively quick, early on in Rise of Iron. So let me know what you guys think. If you have any suggestions for other stuff you can do to prepare for Rise of Iron, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm sure other people would love to hear it as well, and I'm sure I would definitely be interested to know what you guys, if you guys have any other ideas that I have not thought of. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. Like I said, please be sure to leave a like and a comment down below for more Destiny content. Subscribe if you have not already, and I will talk to you guys later with another video. Peace.